Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today this video is going to be kind of short. I'm just going to be going through all of my favorite concealers and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, but let's just jump right into the video. So I only have 8 concealers to talk to you guys about today, but first up we're going to go with my favorite. Okay, so this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and as you can see, it's very used. Next up we have the regular camo concealer. So this one I bought, I looked at the swatch online. I thought it was going to be a good color match. Turns out it is not. It is so light. So I actually bought the hydrating one since that came out after the regular one, and got this one in a darker shade. So I used this one and then lighten it up a little bit with this one. But they're both really good concealers. They are both very full coverage. I love them. They're super cheap. They're $6. You can't really go wrong, versus like the hydrating regular. The hydrating versus the regular, you get really awesome coverage. Super good coverage. I love it. I am a full coverage queen, if you will. I love these concealers. These are what I recommend to people who are looking for a good full coverage concealer that's not as expensive as Shape Tape. So I love these, highly recommend them. I love the hydrating one because I do have dry skin, but the full coverage matte one, the original with the black cap, is also a really good concealer. I noticed that it doesn't dry out really fast. It doesn't like dry my skin. It is a matte finish versus more of like a satiny kind of finish that the hydrating one has, but this one is really good as well. It's just matte versus a little bit dewy. They're both really good coverage though. Then I have 2 from Makeup Revolution. I have the Supersize Conceal and Define, and then the Conceal and Hydrate. So the Conceal and Hydrate also got in way too light of a shade. I actually got C1, which is the lightest shade that they have because I couldn't pick. So I was like, I'll just go with the lightest one and it'll be good for brightening. Very not true. So I actually mixed these together. So I got the Supersize Conceal and Define in 8.5, which is a little bit too dark for me, so I mix it with this one. I love the Conceal and Hydrate by itself, so I do plan on buying it in my shade, but right now I mix the two so that I can use them. And then I got the Conceal and Define Concealer for buying the foundation. Anyways, they Ulta gave it to me for free. They had some promotion going on, so I love that. I love mixing these two together. I do love them on their own as well. But as you can see, I do love the more hydrating types of concealers, especially for under eye concealing. But both of them work really well. They're both full coverage. They both work phenomenally. I love it. And I think they're around like $10 or less. Like, they're not very expensive at all. But you do get a lot of product. I love the doe foot applicators on both of them, are very big. Same with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I will show you guys the doe foots. So they're all 4 of those that I have just shown you. Both have really big applicators, and I love that because I can just swipe it on and blend it out and we're good to go. Next up is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. So I tried the Pretty Fresh Primer and Setting Spray. The setting spray I love is like a refresher spray throughout the day. I actually keep that one in my purse and spray my face throughout the day. So I decided to try the Pretty Fresh Concealer, and I love it. I think it is really nice. The doe foot on it is really small, but I've noticed that it does grab product pretty well in it to just swipe it on, so I don't have to dip the stick in 100 times. I still think that it is a really nice concealer. And this one is in light 60 neutral. So that's the one that I got. That one matches my skin pretty well. It's like maybe a shade lighter, but it's really good for concealing my under eyes, which is mainly the point for me to have concealer, is to conceal my under eyes. I am a mom of 2, so I don't get enough sleep ever, and I haven't in the last 5 years. And I don't think I will until maybe when they move out. Maybe. Next up, we have the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This foundation is my favorite, or if it's not my #1 favorite, it's definitely in my top 3. But so I decided to try out the concealer that goes with it. So this is the doe foot. It looks a lot like the ColourPop one. The wand is a little bit bigger, but this is a very, very great long wearing full coverage concealer. I love it. I think it is so great. I got the shade 115 Light Nude, and that one is really good for me for brightening. It is a little bit of a thicker concealer, so if you like the thinner ones that still give you good coverage, this one probably isn't for you. It pairs really, really nicely with the foundation and basically any other foundation that I have. It pairs really well with like full coverage foundations. It doesn't move them around. I really love this concealer. So that's it for the liquid concealers. I do have 2 stick concealers. So this one I got from my best friend. It is actually a Fenty Beauty concealer, and this is in the color Linen. So it is a stick concealer. I think it works really well. It's not thick and cakey, so I can actually use it under my on my under eyes to cover up my dark spots, my dark circles, my bags, whatever you want to call them, my sleep deprivation. So I really, really love it. It actually, she gave me a highlight stick to go with it, and it magnetizes. So I think that's really cool, and it's like this hexagon shape. I just think it's different. I think it's really good. I think it works really well. I think it's a great product. So that is the Fenty Beauty one. It also works really, really well as an eyeshadow primer too, which is what I started using it for until I realized how good it was on the overall face. Next up, we have the Revlon Photo Ready Concealer. Now, this one is old. So this is in the shade Medium Deep. It's number 5, but this is super old. Like, you can see how much I have to twist it. There's only this much left of it. This is a phenomenal eyeshadow primer. If you are ever worried about an eyeshadow staining your eyes, get a thick, either the e.l.f. putty eye primers or one of these like this, like the Revlon Photo Ready Concealer Stick, and put that on as your eyeshadow primer. I have never had a problem with staining. I have worn blues, reds, pinks, purples. Jeffree Star eyeshadows are really known for that too. I've never had an issue with them staining my eyes because I prime them with this. So if you use like a putty or a stick concealer, it works so well for eyeshadow priming. I don't like this one as like a face concealer. I mainly just use this for eyeshadow primer. I don't use it. I feel like it looks really cakey under my eyes. I have dry skin, so the stick concealers don't work the best for me in that way, as far as like concealing spots around my face or under my eyes. What I've noticed in my many years of doing makeup is a good concealer is something that you have to find. You have to find what works for you. These just so happen to work for me for the reasons that I want them to. So makeup is all about your personal preference. These are mine, and I really like them, but you gotta find your own, if that makes sense. Alright, so those are all my favorites, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!